Good morning. Welcome to Community Voice. I'm your host, Keith Parris. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Good morning, Clark. Good morning, Jermaine.
Good morning there, sir.
Good morning, Debo, Michelle, everybody, Lottie Dottie, everybody. Good morning. Our Black History Month book of the day is The African American Century. It's an anthology on Black American history by Henry Louis Gates Jr. and Cornel West. And again, it's an anthology of just folks, everybody. You know what? I think I might give this book to Kennedy. I might get this. Yeah. Okay. Everybody from Thomas Dorsey, Paul Robeson, Catherine Dunham. What we got up there? A lot of Catherine. Lena Horne, A. Philip Randolph. Oh, man. What else we got up in here? Dr. King, of course. Coltrane, John Coltrane, Muhammad Ali. So it's a great book for your kids. Again, I think I'm going to give this to Kennedy. That's what I'm going to do. That's be my gift for her. Again, that's the African American Century, how Black Americans have shaped our country, and talks about certainly in the arts, politics, government, religion, all these things. So all right, good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
How's everybody this morning?
Pretty good, peachy to me.
I can't complain.
Peachy.
Nah, ain't no complaining.
I've had some good days.
I've had some hills to
climb. Boy, I tell you, standards.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you know what I kept hearing all morning, all yesterday? How boring that game was.
Actually, man, it was really a good game.
Everybody said it was
half,
boring,
man.
man.
It was like
boring. It was
like 6-0 the first half, wasn't it?
Wasn't another game like that, Super Bowl like that, a team played?
But that was a good defensive game, though.
Yeah, well, nobody paid for defense.
So you
and even though defense wins championships, we don't watch. You don't go to a baseball game to see singles. You go to a baseball game to see home runs. You don't go to a basketball game to see picks. You go to a basketball game to see a dunk.
Okay.
But I beg to differ, because for true baseball fans, though, you would go to see an actual shutout or a no.
Most people are like nominal fans. You know what I mean? We just we like it, but it's not that deep. You know, where you getting in and you know the stats, and it's like Michelle talks about brothers and albums, right?
Yeah.
But we done gone through, read the album liner cover to cover. I know who played triangles on that. You know, I mean, yeah, cowbells. You know, I got a fever. I got a fever for cowbells. So, yeah, I thought it was over. It was obvious that you know, Drake May had reached his ceiling. And it became apparent he was a second-year quarterback, even though he finished second in the in the MVP voting. It was, and look, New England's defense really kept them in the game, because it wasn't like you know, they kicked 5 field goals.
Yeah.
Now again, do we go to see field goals?
Hey, but that corner Gonzalez.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
he's nice.
He's nice. I hadn't seen him play,
nice,
but he shut down, man. Yeah. He tackles.
Yeah, and he tackles.
You know, I like that in the corner. Now Deion didn't have to tackle, because watching Deion Sanders tackle, it was like you do that as an instructional film on how not to tackle. Because Deion was making business decisions. He's like, look, I shut him down. I don't tackle. It's like.
I'll do the rest.
Right, it's like when Paul Brown wanted Jim Brown to block. He's like, dude, I'm Jim Brown. I ain't blocking. Give me the ball, block, and get out the way.
Yeah,
let me run. Somebody asked the question, who was better in their prime, Barry Sanders or Jim Brown?
Barry.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Barry, man. Barry could actually get out of a hole. Man, he could get out of some sticky situations, man.
But Brown would make a hole.
Yeah.
Brown would put you in the hole.
He'll open the hole.
Well, since you put it like,
And here's maybe
That's a good one.
maybe the difference is Jim Brown. Both of them quit after 8 years, 9 years.
Yeah,
So
something like that. They didn't make
and they went out when they were on top.
Yeah.
But the difference is Jim Brown does have an NFL championship. with
Yeah, that's the
Cleveland.
difference.
That might be the difference. But Mr. Jim Brown, yeah, that
Why they never compare Dorsett and Barry Sanders?
I think Dorsett was good. I think Dorsett
Tony
really
Dorsett?
benefited. Yeah, Tony Dorsett really benefited from a potent offense that Dallas had.
Yeah.
Like Barry Sanders didn't have any help offensively,
Okay.
and really Jim Brown didn't have much help offensively. So
between Emmett, Barry, and Jim.
Oh.
So how would you place them?
I do Jim, Barry, and then Emmett. I would even put Emmett up there, man. Emmett.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put.
I think Emmett once again benefited from a great offensive team.
Yeah, but you still got to execute.
I know you got to execute, but I'm just saying it's a lot easier when you got talent around you. It's like Roger Craig getting in the Hall of Fame. Well, Roger Craig played with some Hall of Famers. He played with 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Hall of Fame running receiver, probably the greatest receiver ever, Jerry Rice. So, I mean, I think you have to, because football still is a team sport, right? And it really does matter who you have around you. If you look at Sam Darnold, his job was not to make mistakes. He wasn't like Marino. He wasn't like Elway. These were like dominant throwers, even though by the time Elway, I got a buddy late Elwood Moreland. But when Elway came along, he had some great running backs. That offensive line is considered one of the best offensive lines ever, that block for John Elway. So, and they was kind of still intact when no, they weren't intact. There was a whole different line when Manning got there. Manning couldn't throw the ball 15 yards, but it didn't matter because the defense was so good and that offensive line. And then I think, the running back, that running game was just incredible. So, all right, y'all. Here is Thursday's question. Because today is Tuesday. Here's Tuesday's question.
Man, what is going on?
I don't know, man. It's one of them days, man. I don't even know the days of the week.
See, but that proves my point. I mean, every time it proves my point.
Look, man, every time we look at Kennedy now, we think about you.
Like, is she gonna turn out like
that? Oh wow, yeah. That's cold.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Like, she gonna have questions like him.
Yeah, like, oh Lord, it's the school district. I thought it was the student, but no, it was the school district.
That's brutal.
I'm glad I went to Keith Avenue.
Right. Thank God for Parkman.
Who said every time I look at Kennedy?
Speaking of questions, you gotta go like,
Dude, that's hilarious.
And I'm gonna get nervous every time Kennedy go, Poppy, can I ask you a question? No.
That's hilarious.
Should I be worried, Kennedy? Should I be worried if you ask me a question?
Funny.
No. So, Poppy, say for instance, no. There's no such thing, though. You hear people say this all the time. There's no such thing as a stupid question. But, some of them you can be borderline like, I don't know. That's pretty close to stupid.
That's real.
That's real borderline. Like, we kind of up on the edge. So, I'm gonna pull it up. I do have a Black History factoid today, and I'm gonna pull that one up. But here is Tuesday's question, Tuesday's thought. Yeah. Are Black people better off because of integration? Are Black people better off because of integration?
I don't want to put a a color on it. I think people are.
Well, but
people are.
We were the ones out there marching for it.
Well, for the simple fact that
we were the victims of segregation.
Yeah, I think people are people, and whether you white, whether you black, Indian, you should be able to.
We are the world. The people.
The people. we should be able to join hand in hand in like the Coca-Cola commercial. And
that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I was wondering, did they show that the NFL network was showing the greatest 25 greatest Super Bowl commercials?
Oh.
I'm trying to remember when that came out. I thought that came out
in the 80s.
In the 80s, yeah.
Be,
someone text they want to put Eric Dickerson.
Now
Eric Gary loses his black card. I don't know what's up with these brothers doing. Let's see. All right. He said put Gail Sayers, Eric Dickerson, and Sweetness in that conversation.
Sweetness.
Yeah, you gotta put Walter Payton.
Walter Payton.
Sweetness.
Sweet. Yeah, he was the man though.
Well, that could be your question. Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, and Walter Payton.
Okay. Carl, welcome to the program.
Hi. Your question is interesting because it exposes sort of our limits of how we think of things. Okay, like, are you talking about the integration of the Grecian Empire or the Roman Empire or perhaps the Assyrian Empire? Or are you talking about when you guys kicked us all out of Africa 50,000 years ago?
No, I'm talking about in America.
I know what you mean, that's what you're talking about. But here's the reason. The reason black people were used as slave labor was because they were integrated. You see, the Native Americans were so far separated from us that when we came there, we wiped them out by the millions, just by viruses. And if they would have shipped a bunch of Africans with the same affinity to our illnesses because they weren't integrated, they would have died on the first ships, and nobody would have thought of bringing black people slaves here anyway, because they would have all died as soon as they got here.
Okay. Well, but I'm talking about now as we formed what became the United States of America.
I understand what you're talking about, but I'm saying it exposes the sort of limits of the way we think of each other.
What, segregation?
Yeah, the idea that we could segregate. All right, I'm talking about that we could segregate, that we could we've been integrated since the beginning.
Yeah, but I'm more talking about how it was codified. It was the law. It was observed customs in terms of the behavior.
Right. And I'm saying there are limits in history to everything. I mean, the way we think of everything, Christians and Jews, I mean, come on. I mean, the rabbinical Judaism grew at the same time as Christianity grew. I mean, Paul was a Jew.
Jesus
you know what I'm saying? We've been integrated since the beginning.
But I'm trying to talk about here is Black History Month. Obviously, we talk about the struggle for human rights,
right?
And again, primarily for descendants of enslaved Africans.
Right.
I think so it's a pretty particular question. Now, most groups will self-segregate, right? I mean, if you go in, I couldn't wait. All I wanted to do was go to a PWI. That's all I wanted to do, right? And then when I got to the PWI, the first question I ask is, where the black people? Right. And then what we would do is we would come together. That's one of those interesting things about being in a PWI, how then black folks will seek out other black folks. But let me give you something in terms of sociology that I observed when I worked for the county. If you went down and you looked in the cafeteria, the department I was in, and the division I was in was predominantly African American, right? But there were white folks there. And you would find that the white folks would pretty much sit with the white folks unless they had, real intimate relationship with some of the staff people there. So people will self-segregate just because I feel comfortable. I know that these folks they understand me. We have a cultural thing cultural affinity that we identify with. And then there's a comfort. And then if you're in a hostile environment, like some of these PWIs were, then you really need to support other people that look like you.
And you see that's that too. We look like each other. I got two eyes just like you got. I got two hands just like you got. You could take every drop of my blood,
right,
in a transfusion. Wait a minute. You could take every drop of my blood. You could take my heart. You could take my liver. You could take my kidney. You could graft skin. I could graft every bit of your skin. Now, when I'm done changing you, your family might not recognize you. But who would you be? You'd still be you.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you.
All right.
So that's the question. Are we better off because of, maybe I should have put in quotations, integration? Some are arguing that we're probably more segregated now than we were prior to the civil rights movement. How much of that is economics? How much of that is laws? How much of that is a choice, self-selection in terms of where we are. And especially now you have to ask that question when you think about everything we're seeing, where we're seeing people trying to rewrite history, people trying to erase history. One of the myths in America is this whole thing about a meritocracy, that people get ahead because just hard work, take their vitamins and say their prayers. Most of us have gotten ahead because somebody did something, looked out for us, mentored us, opened up a door for us. There were people who migrated from the South and they came here. And just like the Poles and just like the Germans, if they went to work for A.O. Smith, they're going to tell that guy, hey, man, they hiring that A.O. Smith. And if you could do anything to get that person in, you're going to get that person in. I don't know if that's the case now. I mean, I don't know if we gotten to the point that people just feel like, you know what, I made it. Now it's up to Jermaine to figure out how he going to make it. Once I get my come up, am I pulling up the ladder, right? And for some folks, and maybe there's some folks, because as quiet as it's kept, there's some folks that like to be the only one in the room. They like the idea that they're the only one in the room, and they don't feel like they have any obligation. Clarence Thomas, who benefited from what might have been affirmative action or might have been DEI, where they're trying to reach out to folks to diversify a student body. He benefited from that, right? And the argument that I always make about people who might have benefited from DEI getting into college, might have benefited from affirmative action getting into college, was that once you're in college, you take the same courses as everybody else. If my godson, good Lord willing, creek don't rise, Thursday, he'll graduate from the police academy. Well, there's a whole lot of guys who work for the police department because their daddy worked for the police department, their grandfather worked for the police department. You see it with the fire department. It's a traditional thing. You see it in the trades, right? So your ability to get into a trade union was a lot easier if your daddy, generational. And so for a lot of black folks, we didn't have that. You just fighting to get in the door to be the first one. I was just thinking when I got to Mount St. Mary's, 1976, their first black student had gotten there in 1968. That was Fred Mad Dog Carter. He was their first black student because at that point, Mount St. Mary's was still all male. So I think when I got to Dominican, I'm saying the people there, it only been maybe people who have been there maybe 3 years prior to my getting there, 4 years prior to my getting there. And it seemed like it was like this big push by the time my sister got there because she graduated class of 84. But even then, so I'm just wondering, are we better off? And then I hear the discussions about, well, we put our kids in a tough situation where even though they're allowed to go there, they're not welcomed. Can we have an adult conversation? Look, I got picked on and bullied in an all black environment. Okay. I dealt with different types of pain in a predominantly white environment. But for a kid, the pain is still the pain. And yesterday, when we were talking about my feelings or my fear when it comes to Kennedy there being in the Greenfield School District, which is overwhelmingly white, at some point, will a kid say something, right? But then how do I balance that between there is a greater good, i.e. her getting the best education she can possibly get? And so then is it a question of what I have to put up with in order to look? And some of the stuff that we put up when we call ourselves integrating, my generation was nothing like what my mom's generation had to put up with, right? There is something at the county, and I think most of the people now who are eligible for that settlement have long retired, moved on, called Johnny Jones. And Johnny Jones, the lawsuit was that he was a black man who applied for a job. I don't know if he could read or not, but it really didn't matter because reading wasn't really required. And they discriminated. They went and they made sure he never got that job. He sued the county. The county went into a consent decree. And so there was certain remediation. Some people got checks, like my mama got a check. When I got with the county, because I had applied when I was like 18 for a park job I didn't get, I ended up getting what they call the justice seniority. But people have gone through a whole lot. We were talking about that colorism yesterday. Who was working in the offices? They tended to be a little bit lighter, right? A little bit more palatable. Andrew Young talks about how Dr. King would send him to talk to white people because of his complexion, he wasn't as off-putting. Oh, 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. Are black people better off in 2026 because of integration? Love to hear what you think. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Community Voice, and you should know your history.
Know your history.
So, who's credited with setting the fashion trend of wearing a baseball cap backwards? Who gets credit for wearing? Who made that a fashion thing?
Umpires get the credit.
Well, catchers did, right?
Catchers
before they went to the catcher's
yeah,
helmet.
catcher.
But we talking about doing this as a question of style. Who was the first?
Hip hop.
No, that sound like something that would go back to the neighborhood.
Catchers.
Sound like something that old Willie Ray will come up with. I don't know. Who was the first one?
Well, it wasn't Pookie Jenkins.
It was Ray Brown.
It was Ray Brown. I'm gonna do a whole thing on black people's nicknames because we got some, man. We got some, bro. I still don't know where Pookie came from. Like Pookie. Where did Pookie come from? Pookie, and then it's Pookie and them.
Pookie and them.
Pookie and them.
Little Ray.
Little Ray.
June.
Yeah, June-bug. That was short. June. So let me do this. Baseball Hall of Famer Ken Griffey Jr. is widely credited with popularizing the backward baseball cap trend in the early 1990s, specifically during batting practice. While catching style backward caps existed earlier because catchers did, Griffey Jr. made it a prominent fashion statement among black athletes and youth culture during his early career. He wore it in batting practice. One of the more famous people to adopt the style was Eazy-E. Eric Wright, right? Eazy-E.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. got that from somebody in the neighborhood that was in the neighborhood. He saw it.
Uh-huh.
You know, I brought it on to the baseball field, but that was going on in the neighborhoods in the 60s and 70s.
Here's another nickname. I Butch.
Butchie. Oh, Butchie.
I was doing a message at Metropolitan and Charles Walton was there. And we always called him Butch, you know, so
it's crazy because my dad nickname was Frog. So they used to call him Frog.
Is that right?
Yeah. They call him Frog.
Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you?
I wanted to, fine, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about your question,
Mm-hmm.
and to live under enforced segregation was very humiliating and degrading. So whatever the result came about years later, I just want to put in perspective that it was something that was conditions that were unlivable just as human beings to live under that. So
do you think we're better off because of integration?
yes, simply because we couldn't exist in a human, if that's the way to put it, fashion under enforced segregation. So I think that as citizens and as, you know, just human beings, we had to have that ability to make choices and to not feel like we were second or third class citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess a parable maybe like if I were to give you a vehicle to drive and you didn't have any transportation, and then you drove it and maybe you didn't take care of it and then it broke or whatever, or you had an accident, then would it be my fault that I gave you the vehicle to drive? I'm not asking you to answer it. I'm just,
Okay.
and that's probably the way I look at it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I appreciate you. Caller, welcome to the program.
Yeah, your question was, are we better off since integration?
Yes.
Well, I would say yes, because see where we are now today, integration will be horrible because one, we have too many double agents. Number two, we don't have value for one another. Because there's too many times somebody's house got broken into and then nobody see nothing, and your flat screen TV is on their bedroom wall and your washer and dryer is in their basement watching their delicates. Okay? So that would not even work, because the one person in your neighborhood will be selling you out for a pair of Vogue tires that's already bought.
Don't you think that that's part of just, and I don't even know if that's more proximity. I mean, they're not breaking in your house because you're black. They're breaking in your house because it's near them, right? And you just happen to be black when they break into your house. Am I being
I would say yes and no, because you have some people who choose not to work and their come up is often taken from you.
Right.
But then when you put a sledgehammer and a butcher knife through their hand, now everybody want to get close to God. So me personally, I think we're better off. But the real reason why black people went through so much during that time is because black people didn't fight back. They let the Lord fight back. Because see, if y'all would have took a page out of your ancestors' books when they was fighting with meat cleaver, pipe wrenches, and hammers, you would have the respect. But what happened was some people said, we're going to let God do it. And unfortunately, letting God do it is why we are where we are, because they were turning the other cheek. See, when they killed your child, your ancestors said, we still going to kill you. But other people say, well, I'm going to forgive you. And that's why we in the predicament. No, I don't want to forgive you. I want to see you set on fire. I want to see your body ripped apart.
To forgive you doesn't mean that I endorse your behavior. Forgiveness is more for me than it is the other person.
Well, I can still do that without doing that, but that's why we are where we are. Because see, when we have been kicked down so long, we feel it's okay, and it's not okay. If they kick you in your knee, you kick them over their whole body and push them in front of a moving bus. Right. See, because when they go hard, they do it to scare you in submission. I don't want to be scared in submission. What you do to me, I want to do it 1 million times to you. And if God jump in the way, he can get it too, because he's supposed to have the ultimate power. You can brag to the devil about wickedness on the innocent, but you won't brag to the devil about wickedness on the violent. And the way I was raised, anybody who brag on somebody that's beneath them to make themselves look relevant is nothing but a digger.
All right.
Have a good day.
All right. I know he was going to get nigga in at some point. 414-444.
Gotta give you one every time.
Wait on it. Put up Happiness Donuts.
Yeah, all type of.
Yeah. Happiness Donuts writes, no, we're not better off.
Here we go.
Okay. No, we're not better off, in my opinion. Once we're free and had rights, we were able to establish our own, thrive until they burned our communities down out of jealousy. The Greenwood District, and then he, I don't know if that's, but they go in and then they list Rosewood in Florida, Elaine in Arkansas. But that was prior to integration. Those events happened prior to what we would call integration or the civil rights movement. No? Okay. Craig texted me, said, I don't believe we fought for integration, but for equal rights and not being restricted from access to all things that are provided for quality of life. Integration had nothing to do with our claim to human dignity. This is what they intended to keep from us because of their own insecurities. I say it all the time, y'all. You cannot separate the economics, from the policy. And when you look at, Clark was talking to me about something last week. It was something that I don't know if some black person or black people had done, and I said to Clark, "They're gonna make a law." What was that, man? She said, they're gonna make a law, and so, but I mean, are we the beneficiaries? You were, I'm sure, when you got out to Greenfield High School, there wasn't a lot of black folks out there. Were you a beneficiary?
No.
Well, it was. That's relative.
Yeah,
like half the school.
Well,
no,
it wasn't half the school. I would say it was about a good like 200 of us.
Out of 3,000 students.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't. So it was a lot of us out there.
Out of 3,000,
200 out of 3,000. I mean, that's still.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I tried to like the University of Wisconsin-Madison is just spread out all over Madison, right?
Yeah.
And you've never had a super percentage of black students there because it's a state school. We don't have a large percentage of black people in Wisconsin, so you're not just going to see that. And I was always amazed that as big as that school was, how all the black folks found the other black folks up in Madison. But okay. Caller, welcome to the program.
Is that me? Good morning.
Good morning.
Is that me? Okay.
No, it's not you.
Good morning, man, Keith. Well, good morning, Ride Out. Good morning, Milwaukee, and good morning, everyone. I'll tell you, man. Your theme song. I'm going to give you some props now before I get to the question there. But your theme song is perfect right about now because what's going on over in Italy. Your theme song, I guess, would be for me personally is perfect for the downhill skiing. Like dodging the flags. Downhill skiing with the flag poles and the flags and all. So downhill skiing at that 100 miles an hour, whatever, and the hockey, men's hockey. So bring home the gold, fellas.
Oh, and let's shout out the Jamaican bobsled team.
Bobsled.
Yes, they made it this year.
I enjoyed the bobsled. I enjoyed bobsled, and I also enjoy figure skating. So I just wanted to give you props to your theme song, though, for hockey and especially hockey and downhill skiing. But anyway, yeah, I mean,
Valdez in the country, but okay.
I think nephew said something. There's like about 100 versions of that or something there because you're playing several of them. 20
to 21, I think.
Oh, okay, maybe I was over exaggerating or something there. I know him. Yeah, okay, that's still quite a bit though.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few versions. But yeah, so downhill skiing and hockey. All right, let's get it. Let's go. And I appreciate what Al had said and others. I guess I'm just opinionating myself. Oh man, we've done well and we've done not so well. I mean, when you think of Greenwood, Archer Pine, Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Gap Band, of course, you dropped a bomb on me. We've done well, even though we didn't get our 40 acres in the mule. You take that example there. We've done well there. We've done well across the country and pockets, better than others. Just like with the NFL, NBA, there's millionaires and billionaires amongst us, and some of us won't reach that status, but we're still in the quagmire that we're in. People say, Kaepernick, blah, 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 but still the Super Bowl was just played 3 days ago. It's going to be that way until every player and every team says, well, I'm not going to play anymore. And I guess to maybe what Al and Christopher were saying somewhat yesterday, Dr. King may have turned the other cheek, but Malcolm said, hey, look here, I got something for you, boy. And Elijah Muhammad put that in him.
Yeah, but let's kind of, can we be a little bit accurate with the history here a little bit?
Okay, well, what you got?
Okay. One, Dr. King, if I strike you turning the other cheek, but Dr. King didn't turn the other cheek when it came to pushing back against segregation.
I agree.
And racism.
I agree.
Al Sharpton said something about Malcolm X. He said, Malcolm was up north and Malcolm was talking tough. He said, but Dr. King was actually facing the bullets down south.
Well, and I agree with that as well. I agree with that as well. Well, and once again, I mean, I'm not going to do apples for oranges with you.
Okay.
But because I agree with that aspect, but I believe, like I said, and Christopher kind of pretty much touched on it yesterday when he said, well, it's been being amongst this, in the belly of the beast is how can I situate it better for you? And I guess, with this European Caucasian, with it being in his, if you can say his DNA, or whatever makes him what he is. I mean, even coming to get us and being here, well, you came and got us. We didn't come get you. It still makes him tick the way he ticks.
Yeah, that's why I'm amazed black people take cruises. It was the boats that got us in trouble in the first place.
Well, see, you cracking jokes now. See, that's what you. I mean, I'm trying to.
We did get over here by boat. It wasn't like they flew us over here, right?
Oh man.
So, and like I said, if anybody who did that boat trip ever got back home, he gonna say, "Don't get on the boat.
Right.
Do not get on the boat, dude." I'm just telling you.
Make it the love boat. Huh?
Right.
Well, I tell you what,
maybe that's why I don't like cruises.
Yeah.
It just reminds me. No, I don't like cruises because I just can't see being out in all that water.
All that water,
water,
man. To hold on
I want to see some land at some point.
You can only swim for so long, and you ain't drinking all that out there.
All that salt water. You ain't lying about that, man.
But it's it's kind of a tough question to answer. But then you kind of reasons within oneself and say, well, man, I mean, how can we focus on what we need to do for ourselves today, so we can have some chance at tomorrow? Just like I was telling you about the summit with the governors and the mayors. I mean, still crickets from your boy Cavalier Chevy. I mean, he appoints his police chief and crickets. I mean, come on, you got to do some speaking out and standing up somewhere with some question answer session somewhere, man. So, but anyway, it's a broad picture. It's a broad perspective. So good question though.
All right, appreciate you.
Yep, thank you.
Oh, use your words. I mean, you back in doing hand signals and hand. Hey, I missed rehearsal. I missed rehearsal. I didn't know where we going with that, man.
I thought we was doing
You like you working with the band. 5. You're gonna go 3. Let's go back to 5. Man, come on, man. You know I'm challenged. You're listening to Community Voice. Again, our question today, are we better off? Are black people better off post civil rights? And may I say, because the first caller, he was saying basically he don't see color, if I'm paraphrasing. And I'm saying, well, you see it. Now it might not, that might be where it stops. I just see it. And now I'm going to focus on Jermaine as a person. But look, we have been so conditioned to attach certain things to certain things. It's like, here's a myth. White people can't dance.
Oh, that's true. It's like 3 different DJs playing in their head.
Okay, then let me reverse it. All black people can dance.
No, that ain't true.
Oh, there you go. You're listening to
that first one true, Jack.
How many of the 200 would you and Greenfield can dance? We'll get. There's a question.
Yeah.
You listen to Community Voice. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back to Community Voice. And we're talking about, are we better off because of integration?
I mean,
We never would have got Benny and the Jets.
Benny and the Jets.
Because he was one of the first white people to go on Soul Train.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was
KC
And
was
the Sunshine
after,
Band?
he was after Benny and the Jets. KC was like 79, 78, 79. This was like Benny and the Jets came out, what, 73, 74? I was in high school when Benny and the Jets came out.
Well, I'll tell you this: if we didn't have it, we sure wouldn't have the song "What You Won't Do for Love."
What you won't do.
Yeah,
Bobby
Like,
Caldwell.
we wouldn't have Bobby Caldwell.
I tell you somebody else he had on there too, Gino Vanelli.
Oh, I forgot about you.
Now, anytime I could stump Keon, I love that was what Keon had never. I said, man, what about Gino Vanelli?
I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah, you never heard Gino Vanelli? I just want to stop. Yeah, that's Gino Vanelli.
Wow.
All right, for the culture. I was looking at this thing about nicknames, and particular Black nicknames. I did not know this. That there are names that mean Black. I didn't know. Blake, Cole Anthony, Kiera, Kira, and Karen. They all mean Black.
Well,
Karen, K-I-E-R-A-N. K-I-E-R-A-N. Yep, Karen.
well.
Now, some of these were also very, what's the word? Negative. Synonyms like ebony, raven, sable. Then we get to pitch black, dust shadows, midnight, dark side, black pearl, dark night.
Shadow.
What did they call Earl Monroe? The Pearl used to call him Black Jesus.
Earl the Pearl.
Yeah, he was Black Jesus.
Dude, that's crazy because my uncle Blue Jesus. Nate and them when they was out on the quartet circuit.
Okay.
So he told me, he told me the stories of them being out. And he was like, man, we should call your uncle.
Oh, someone
Blue
said we never have Tina Marie.
Why? Because
But let me for some of you older sisters out there who's coming along, and hopefully y'all tell me what y'all think of Tom Jones.
It's unusual.
Tell me what you think of Tom Jones, because there's a whole lot of Black women that was down with Tom Jones. I just,
You know what? I always did thought Tina Marie was Black.
Right. Hearing
I
her,
did.
singing
I
on the
always-
radio, and then
in-
when you
in,
see her
uh,
face.
I hate to be pejorative and stereotypical, but she looked like a white woman that been around Black people.
Well,
I'm just
when you see her,
I'm just saying, there's some white women that been around Black people so long that you kind of go like, you've been around some Black people.
Yeah, because you walking like them, you
Talking like them.
acting like
Oh man,
You know what?
wearing house shoes. Call it women.
Bonnets.
Got a bonnet. Call, welcome to the program.
Yeah, Keith, you were talking about would be the better off integration.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you one thing that I can tell you that some people were saying we need to, they're younger Blacks they're talking about, but I'll tell you my mother's story. She told me, my mother was telling me that she had gotten out of the service, she and father, and they went through Omaha, and they went through Nebraska, and they tried to get something to eat or something like that. And the lady told them, we don't serve your type. And my mother was furious about that. And so I don't know about it, but so much about them wanted to eat with white people, but let's get the numbers. So a lot of parts when you're traveling the country, you just don't have the number of Black people in some of these cities. And I was just saying that from the standpoint and everything. But as far as it wasn't white people wanted to black people wanted to sit next door to white folks. Some did, but most didn't. They just wanted to have the option, like my mother did. Hey, if I'm hungry, I want to be able to eat.
Right.
And I want to. If I want to use the bathroom, but I need to use the bathroom, I don't want somebody telling me, by the way, go behind the building and use your bathroom. And I just wanted it was the human dignity too.
Okay. All right.
And also, like I said, as far as a lot of those black restaurants, I mean, some of the people made money, but as far as some other things, I mean, but I'm just saying that it's just access to in some of the schools too.
So are we better off because of integration?
I would say it's a mixed thing and everything. I would say it's a mixed thing because I definitely would not want to go to the way my mother was treated, where she was told, "We don't serve you."
What type of high school did you go to?
I went to public school.
Okay, was it all black, all white? Was it integrated?
My elementary school I went to was 99% black.
Okay.
And that was because of the neighborhood, and then the people got so proud, then they busted some people out in the elementary school when I was in third grade.
Okay.
But that wasn't because of but then as I got to high school, then the neighborhood became. I mean, the neighborhood was still black, but they had busing.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't just sitting around. It wasn't a bunch of there's some black people feel that white people have the white man's science is colder, but no, it was just the fact that the white schools tend to be. You can tell this from your own experience going to the Dominica or whatever the school you went to, and you could look at some of the things that they had as far as somebody was telling me went to a school in the South. And when they went to the white schools, when they opened it up, they could see definitely the differences when it came to science classes, math classes, the things that they had, they were available to the students. And they could see how they could see those type of things. So I said it's a mixed bag, but I like I said, I would not want to go back to that situation where you're getting secondhand books or you don't have the best of everything. And this allows people to make that decision for themselves.
All right. Appreciate you.
And this allows people to make that decision. And I know some people are going to be saying, we need to live in a black neighborhood. And that sounds cool. But I say, what happens once you leave that neighborhood? You can't just stay in that neighborhood. I mean, you have to travel the country. Right. And they may not have black people in other parts of the country, like in my mother's circumstance.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, this allowing people to more options.
All right, I appreciate you, caller. Welcome to the program. Good morning.
What's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good. What's happening?
Not much, man. I got a little something. I got a little joke for y'all. I ain't did it all year, so I got to give you something. Okay, you ready for it? I don't know. You don't say that, but here I'm gonna start it. Hey, this older lady, rich black lady. She was rich, and she said, "I'm gonna go shopping today." So she jumped in her car, and she said, "Ooh, I feel a little bit bad." So while she was going shopping, her heart and everything, she said, "Ooh, I don't feel good." So she went to the hospital, and she said, "Lord, please let me survive." So she went and they checked her out and stuff. She said, "Lord, please." He said, "Okay, you good. Just take care of your situation. You good. You'll be all right." The Lord finally answered her. "You'll be all right." So since she was in the hospital, she went and got everything done, the lift, the butt lift, everything. She got the whole 9 yards. She had her girls drop off clothes and all that stuff. So she jumped in the car. She was walking to the car, and she got hit by an ambulance. He said, "Lord, I thought you said I was going to be all right." He said, "I didn't recognize you." All right, brothers, peace. I probably said it wrong. Peace.
How many things were wrong with that joke? Where do we start? Where do we start this postmortem on that joke? Wow. Doesn't Tasha Cobb have a thing? He knows my name.
Yeah. Apparently. Put the switch up there, you know.
All right. You know, we were talking about nicknames, and I didn't. I tell this in my family. My mother, we didn't have nicknames, right? My mother didn't allow us to have nicknames. She felt like if she went through all the trouble of naming us, then that's what they call you, right? And I had to spend the first year here, Jay and Clark, just teaching people how to pronounce my name, because Keith is not my name. It's not my name. Even though I was Keith, to most people, it's not my name. My name is Keith.
We gotta do it like that. Keith. We gotta do it like that, man.
With the emphasis on.
I'm just gonna call you K then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I gotta do it.
So, because I'm telling you, growing up, I was hearing Keefy Beefy. And you wonder why I wanted to go to school with white people. I was catching it, man. Oh, here come Keith Avenue. Oh, man, if I was Keith. And then I had to walk Keith Avenue every day to go to school. Every day. Keith Avenue. Yeah, Keefy Beefy. That was, oh, my God. So my name is Keith. But we didn't, my mom didn't do nicknames. You know, there was no, I think the closest that we had, we could shorten. Now, it was funny, because her sibs, my Aunt Barbara, they called her Bobby Jean, even though her name was Barbara Jean. My Uncle Bun Davis, everybody called him Money. And then my Uncle Cleveland, we might call him Cleve. You know, but yeah, we didn't have nicknames. Caller, welcome to the program.
Hey, man, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I had a couple of them. On Walnut Street, my name was Dirty Red.
Okay.
And then the other one I never liked was when people would call me dumbass, because, you know, they would like, or dumb butt or something like that. And I had to try to explain the French pronunciation of it. I said, Dubois. You know, they thought I was crazy. But man, I tell you, when people, even adults, would call me like Mr. Dumbass. I said, ain't no damn hyphen in my name.
Oh, I got it now. No. Dumas. I got it. Okay.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I had a fun childhood.
I bet you did. How's therapy going?
Like, come here, dumbass. That's not my name.
That's not my name. What?
Hey, a lot of it came as an adult, you know, when I was in college and stuff. So,
Wait a minute. I thought it was a diagnosis. I didn't realize he could pronounce your name.
Or Keith, or it could have just been that they was really being evil and mean and really calling him a dumbass.
I don't know, but when they say it, the last thing you think of is evil. You just think, yeah. I know you didn't read that right.
Yeah. Like you purposely calling me this.
Yeah. Something's wrong with that pronunciation. So, you know. And then the one time somebody did it, I was in a doctor's office. I was waiting, the nurse comes out and says, "Mr. Dumbass." And everybody in the waiting room started laughing. They couldn't figure out who he was. So I laughed with him. And then she said it again, "Mr. Dumbass." And I stood up, man, the whole waiting room just went to snickering.
Hey, Sonny, wait.
I said, "Ma'am, there ain't no hyphen in my name, I'm sure."
Hey, can I ask you how you spell your last name? How you spell it?
D-U-M-S.
Where the A come in?
Dumas. D-U-M-A-S.
Oh,
Or Dubois.
You should have added another S. They would have been.
Oh, no, I got dumb butt. I got the German pronunciation. Dumb. Oh. Okay.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Wow.
Dumas. Oh.
Yeah, so you say, the hyphen.
Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah. So, but like we did do. Where did Pookie come from? Because Pookie, that one.
Man,
Another
Pookie came
name,
from the
Doodoo.
hood, man.
Pookie etymology. Let's see. Ooh, German.
Pookie?
Yeah. Hold on. Pookie originated around the 1960s, likely derived from a German term of endearment for children, or as a sound, symbolic, cutesy pet name. This is in Wikipedia. It gained popularity as a term for a loved one or a pet, was famously used for Garfield's teddy bear, was recently revitalized as a slang term on TikTok.
So
Pookie is German.
How do you spell it?
Hold on, man.
Pookie, P-O-O-K-I-E.
I think you need to look up the hood Wikipedia or the, because I don't think they giving us credit, man.
Oh, here we go.
I think
the black man?
I think Pookie came from Third and Taliban, man. Third and North,
which is also it's from folklore, puka, which is an Irish term for mischievous spirit or goblin.
Now that I could contribute that to the hood, being a goblin of mischief. Yeah, Pookie came from the hood. I don't care what them folks say. I need a hood Wikipedia.
How many people named their kids Ahmad and still ate pork?
Ahmad. That is hilarious.
It's still ate pork. Can you name your son Muhammad and still eat pork? I don't know. If you put that much thought into that name, you might have to change your diet. Caller, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks for letting me double dip here. Yeah, good morning, brother Tyrone Dumas. Tyrone, that was pretty good, though. Yeah, I even had to chuckle behind that one after all the years I've known him. I'm like, man, I didn't know they did that to him. I'm gonna have to go around to his house now and have another good look at him. Like, man.
Give him an IQ test. Give him an IQ test and let's see.
Good look at him.
We're gonna have to build the Tyrones back up to the A level again, man. See? Oh, that's a rough one there. But anyway, I'm not gonna keep you here long. I don't know if you had Deborah and Miss Gloria coming in.
Oh yeah, people have asked. They've gone to once a month now.
Oh, okay. But anyway, real quickly,
I
know we were talking very quickly about bobsled, and Bob. The word Bob stuck with me, and I wanted to lay something on you to look it up there. But it has to do with the Oriental cooking and all there. And just look up the word Bobcat and see what comes up in front of you there. Because I remember being at P.F. Chang's at a couple of occasions, I know at Mayfair there, and they were giving away this free meat. And I was like, man, this looks like beef, but, there's, and it tasted all right. But, I mean, it was different, though. So just look up Bobcat and see what you come up with. I've had people show pictures of it to me, But look up Bobcat and see what you come up with, and I think you'll
Well,
be
it
thrown
opened
for.
up. I just had a Dominican high school question. Says
For
Bobcat
me,
is
or
an Americanism dating to the mid to late 19th centuries, approximately 1859 to 1890, that combines the word bob, referring to a short cut tail, with cat.
right?
Because I was going to ask the question, can a bobcat be female?
Oh. Well, that's within the naming there, of course, because they breed their own. Yeah, but yeah, look up that and see what see what your app or whatever brings up.
It actually, it's a lynx. It's a cat, but that bobcat.
Yeah, so that's some of which some of us have been eating. So just look it up and see what comes up in front of you.
All right.
All right. Yep.
We've been eating bobcat. Nobody tell me.
Yeah, wow. Yes. Bobcat?
Bobcat? Top cat.
Man, jive turkey, man. I don't know.
Jive turkey. Look.
Jive
turkey. Jive turkey. Meaning, okay. Jive turkey is a derogatory slang term originated in African American. We did create this one. This one is us. Know your history. From the American Vernacular English in the early 1970s that referred to someone who's unreliable, dishonest, full of empty promises, or acting foolishly. Jive turkey.
Jive.
A jive turkey lies. A jive turkey talks nonsense. Turkey, because turkeys are considered dumb animals, they're like considered really stupid, slow. Combined describe who's full of it. We got
a couple of them.
Yeah, we got a BSer. That's okay. I thought this is where it came from. The term became popular in the early 1970s, is closely associated with the 1970s funk culture, notably the Ohio Players. Their 1974 song Jive Turkey is rooted in the African American slang and actually goes back to the 1940s and 50s.
Really?
Yep. Talking all that jive.
Yes. So talking all nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jive turkey.
Oh, here's another one. I'm on it. It's not Wednesday.
Right.
Signifying monkey. Okay.
Signifying monkey.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that.
You never heard of signifying? Yeah.
What's his name?
Yep.
Rudy. Okay.
All right. The signifying monkey is a character of African American folklore that derives from the trickster figure of Yoruba mythology, the Isu Elabara. This character was transported with Africans to the Americas under the name of Etu Elegua, Papa Lugba, Papa Labas. Isu and all variants served as messengers who mediated between the gods and the men by means of tricks. The signifying monkey is distinctly African American, but it's thought to derive from Yoruban mythology. Yoruba is a group of people. They're in Western Africa. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning. I have a comment.
Yes.
You were asking about, are we better off?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always tease my sister because she's 10 years younger. I'm in my 70s and she's in her 60s.
Okay.
And I say, before we were freed, we were free. Because I feel like when I grew up in North Carolina, people were still looking back toward the people felt they were free because even though we had some, lots of restrictions, people still believed in the Emancipation Proclamation, and they went forth as if nothing was going to stop them, even though they knew there were lots of barriers. So people born after that maybe were looking towards the Civil Rights Act, and so they were looking to be freed in terms of how other people view them so much more.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just feels like everybody has to get to that point where they realize that you are born free. And sometimes it takes a while for other people to give you those privileges. But if you can just push forward with the idea that you are free, and being freed, may come in time from other people, but you're already free.
Let me, that's fascinating when you say that we're free. So do you think that your sister being 10 years younger, because I think that we can make the argument that many of us are materially better than we were. I mean, I can just look at where we come from materially in terms of my family, and we've done so much better. So from a material perspective, but I don't know in society if that we're that much better off.
I agree, because I think we have to, like I said, you have to realize that you're free. And if that realization is just dependent upon how other people treat you, then you're always chasing, after something, and basing how free you feel depending upon how someone else treats you. And sometimes that can be so discouraging that you don't move forth, in the power that you have. I'm not saying that things haven't changed and that things haven't gotten better, but I'm still also just feeling like people have so many more options today that sometimes they're waiting for they're moving less freely in what they.
How much do you think is just your mindset and how we view ourselves?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Okay, we took a group of kids. I'm going to set up this question this way. We took a group of kids on retreat. It just so happens that they captured the DC sniper. That's going on when we took the kids on retreat. Okay. And so we pulled all the kids together and said, oh, they found the DC sniper, and we're watching the news reports. And then it came out that the DC snipers were black. Okay. And so I was asking the kids, how do you feel? And this one young lady, she said, I'm shocked. I said, oh, what are you shocked about? She said, I can't believe that is a black person. I said, well, why can't you believe that is a black person? I thought she was going to talk about the demographics of the people who tend to be mass murderers. She go, no. She said, I just don't think black people could be that organized.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm still talking about it. It brought me back to say that, ooh, that ain't it, but that's an internalized sense of inferiority. I'm not going to say race, ethnic inferiority that we assume that if it's, I think it was when one caller said, I always push back, white folks' ice is colder. It's not that, it's that white folks have ice. But if you have not been told, if it's not been planted in you or in me, that regardless of what I might look like, I'm still capable of doing so many different things. And sometimes we allow what we look like then to imprison us in terms of wanting to be better. There are people who had opportunities, and I'm gonna talk about my own life. And in retrospect, I had some great opportunities, but I didn't always take full advantage of it, right? And people made enormous sacrifices for me to get to a certain point, and I just never took advantage of it, And I did. Obviously, I must have taken advantage of something, but I'm just saying when I look at it, I could have done more, and if I was more mindful that I have a responsibility not only to myself but to my people. And I wasn't always mindful of that level of responsibility. I would have outside of myself. So, all righty.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Appreciate you.
Take care.
You're listening to Community Voice. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. I'm looking at the View, and Kajanji, Supreme Court Justice Katanji Brown Jackson, she's on, and they just show her husband is like one of the coolest dudes ever. Oh boy, got much style. So anyway, we got the people calling in. You are my lady, you know I'm living for. Da-da. No, we're in the middle of a contest. What were you saying, Clark? Call who? Yeah. Actually, I knew one, and there's a couple of stories about how he got that nickname. Yeah, there's a couple of ways. Yeah, but it's like some of. I had a friend in college. She was at Hood College down the road from us, and when I met her, her name was. Everybody introduced her as Penny, and so then we got something with her government name, and her government name was Cheryl something Brown. So I said, I'm a little confused. If your government name is Cheryl Brown, why do they call you Penny? And she said, well, my mama always liked the name, and so she just nicknamed me Penny.
Call it what their grandparents give. Grandparents give you nickname too. Your grandparents, they might call you Steak Butt.
A friend of mine, she told me this story, and I laughed for 2 days. She said that her grandmother would, like grandmothers do, go get this. So her grandmother said to her, she said, 6, go get this. 6, go get this. 6, go get this. And I go like, were you 6? She said, my grandmother called me that because I was big for 6.
Grandparents got some names for you, man.
Because he called her Big 6. She said because she was big for 6. That's how she got the nickname. Yeah, so yeah, some of those nicknames out there. There's a young lady we used to actually it was a couple of people. You remember Ed Too Tall Jones?
Yeah.
And we used to call her Too Tall because she was so tall. and then there was another guy, he's gone home to glory, Danny Jones. We used to call him Danny Too Fat. Danny Too Fat. Call him. Welcome to the program. Good morning.
Hey, brother. How you doing, brother? Hey, you made a comment about help, in life and just getting up. Man, Big Step was there for a lot of cats about 30 years ago with that them trays and stuff. Yep. Lerman Ellis and High Chaparral, all them cats, they made cats bad.
Vince
and now
Turan.
All them cats are, man, them cats, man. Turan, man, them cats made you. They call you in the middle of a Sunday morning and say, come to the office and you finna study right now. We got to pass this test tomorrow. Them cats did a lot for people, and all that's gone now. But Lerman Ellis and the Turan and all them cats, them was real cats, and they made a lot of them cats now, 30 years ago, them cats probably bosses are now retired. But, man, Lerman Ellis is Big Step did a lot for black people, man. Hey, man, peace, y'all.
All right,
peace.
I mean, one of the reasons, when people got up, they wanted to get in the trades. And, we talked about how difficult it was to get in the trades because of the unions. And we've had now 2-3 generations that they don't even look at. I think it was Common. It was talking about dudes not used to putting in like a regular job, what they doing. They used to standing on the corner, right? I mean, it's because a lot of times you did what you saw the people around you. Like, I get up and go to work. because I used to see my mama get up and go to work, right? You know, if you in a crib where you don't see anybody getting up going to work, that's your normal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it be in places on time. You know, I mean, your environment. We were talking about people dancing, right? And look, there's some black folks out there that we consider cannot dance, which then brought up Too Big to Dance. We was talking about Bobby Brown. Anybody see Bobby Brown lately?
Man, that cut huffing and puffing.
Man. And he had a little thing he was doing where they was trying to get him in shape. It was like being Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get him in shape. But man, I think Bobby liked to eat too much, man.
Yeah, he just gave up, man.
But you watch him, man, and you know, especially because you know, when they do that step thing, when they turn and with the feet up, and he can get his feet like 2.5 inches off the ground. He can't even do the full turn. And they put him on the end now, right? Just in case he needs some oxygen. But hey, he's showing up. That wasn't always the case with Bobby. Bobby was like David Ruffin. We didn't know. Now they wasn't as bad as Sly, you know, because people would spend all kind of money to see Sly, and Sly might wait because when he came to Summerfest, that show was two hours late getting started because he got so high he got paranoid and he didn't want to leave the hotel room. Yeah, that's Sly, man. You know, so it's like, ooh, and people got those issues out there, and they get in the way, man. It'd be like, where dude getting high right now. He ain't with us.
But you know what? Out of all them, I would think that Michael Bivin would have been bigger than Bobby, because Bobby was kind of a little skinny. Michael was like the
Michael who?
Bivin?
Yeah, you think he would have been like Bobby's size?
Yeah.
Well,
because Bobby was skinnier than.
Well, all of them was skinny. They was hungry. They was broke.
They was young. Yeah, they was young, and they had teenage and early 20 bodies. But you know, when you get to making money,
you get to making, you eat good. Yeah, man. Life changed. Yeah, life is changing, man. Well, shoot, you like 20 out the projects.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You
can buy whatever you want.
I used to say, man, I knew dude was on something because he could still get in his junior high school gym suit.
I got a friend like that. He still
hey, wait a minute. Those junior high school gym suits we was wearing, they was tight. You know, they was
got a friend. He still wears size 34 since high school.
Is that right?
Yeah,
man.
34.
Yeah, man. It's like, dude, if you get that little, you sick.
That's like Seinfeld episode when he used to change his pant size.
Okay.
Change from a 34 to a 32. But he was selling people. He was a 32, but he was really a 34. But I just said that to say, people that are still that size, you are in good shape, really. You are in good
and some
shape.
people, that's just them. They're gonna be skinny no matter their whole issue. They trying to gain weight.
That's him.
Think so?
I tell you somebody who you would not know that this was the same person. Tremaine Hawkins. When Tremaine Hawkins, she was thin, like real thin.
Yep.
I remember seeing her in person, like she's thin.
Yeah, she put that song out, Fall Down.
Yeah.
Fall Down.
Oh man, people skating on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. So because they say you gain a pound a year, something like that. In terms of, but yeah, like you see dudes like, man, you can still get in your Parkman gym suit.
So
some a little bit more, Clark.
Yeah, I was saying. So is that true for who? Because I think it's like 85% water weight going on.
What Kareem say, dude? I'm 42% body fat. I gotta talk crazy because I'm 42% body fat. Oh man, Coffee and Kareem. That's a sleeper. That's a sleeper, man. But Kareem, man, Kareem was talking when it was in the bathroom and he sold the white kid the weed. He said, "Yeah, they call me El Chapo." Oh man, Kareem. Anyway. man, Coffee and Kareem. Yeah, boy. And what Taraji P. Henson was his mama, right?
Yeah.
She always working.
She's fine. She's
Really?
I love Taj. Yeah, she like especially in a Baby Boy.
Oh, Baby Boy. She
Oh.
told about the audition.
Oh.
She said, what you saw me acting, I was going through. I was going through. Happiness Donuts, though, I saw in the on Michelle's program, they was talking about lying, and she said that her ex, she said he lied as soon as he got out of bed.
Boy,
There's some liars out
that's a
there,
serious
man.
liar.
But there's some serious liars out
yeah.
there. Yeah. Not like the liar in chief at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Caller, welcome to the program.
Yes, Keith, did you ever hear anyone that had lived under segregation question whether integration was positive or negative, or is it younger people, or
I
have you
asked
ever
my
heard from older
mom that
people?
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I asked my
Okay.
mom, and my mom said that it was her response was it was kind of a yes and no. She argued that she has done better, right? But she still believes that the vast majority of Black people have not. And so the people who certainly look, why are we all up here in Wisconsin anyway? You know, because that's just how bad the segregation was in the South. No, we get up here, we find out, as Malcolm said, we just up south. You know, because the segregation patterns here were as stringent as they were in the South.
Well, wouldn't it be what people had decided to do with their opportunities rather than blaming integration itself?
Well,
Because
I think people get
as I was saying
nostalgic.
earlier, as I was saying earlier, it's just that if you live under it, to me, the psychological stress of it, that was at the top of my list of the negatives of it.
Oh yeah, I think when
okay.
I think Craig really captured it, because it's a question of my humanity and how offensive it was to my humanity, and I think that's where you know, like if I ask you, what are you first? Are you Black or are you human? What are you?
Human.
Did she answer?
Yeah, I think she said human.
Right.
I said human.
Right.
Human.
And people get mad at you when they, you know, you say, well, I'm human first. No, you're Black first. No. Before we even had this term called Black, we were human. Right. And I think that's what people are struggling. I want my dignity to be respected. Right. All those things that go along with, I want opportunity. I want to be able to be fully formed as a human. And that's why they said segregation and racism is dehumanizing. Marginalization is dehumanizing. That's why when you get people into others, I heard Meech going on about people coming over here and what they doing, you make them others. And then when you make people others, see, when they were cracking down and the people who were dying at the hands of ICE was Ortiz or Hernandez, there wasn't an outcry. But when the people who died was good and Petty, was it Petty? We got an issue now. And then people said, oh, they're killing Americans. Chavez was an American. So when you look at this whole idea, white supremacy is real. And whether people want to, it's tradition, it's custom, it's expectations. White supremacy is real. And if we try to act as if it isn't, we're deceiving ourselves.
Yeah, I know, Sammy, and just let me say one last thing, and that is with my parents who were getting their children to integrate things there in their town. They didn't see them as better, the Caucasians as better, smarter, more moral, anything. It was just the opportunities. And so it still was our choices. I think most of us still, after we left, we still chose to live and work with our own people.
Mm-hmm. Now, did
So we
you
had a choice. Okay.
did you spend time in the South?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Under a civil rights leader, activist. Yes.
Okay.
Quite some experiences. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. You know, my mom, she came to Milwaukee when she was 3 or 4. They would go down and visit, but you know, she was up here. You know, that they were here. I think they got here like in 37. So, all right, I did someone said Bobby ain't just eating. Let's see. And then someone pointed out, I guess this is that we talked about Tom Jones. Tom Jones had a relationship with Mary Wilson for 2 years. So Tom Jones had some jungle fever. Well, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Look.
When he went, who was that? I thought he was that one black actress played on Dallas.
Played on Dallas?
Yeah, wasn't he with her?
No, that was Vic Damone.
Vic Damone.
Yeah, that's what.
That was like Rush Hour. That when he was like,
Vic Damone.
I'm Vic Damone's son.
Yeah, Vic Damone.
Vic Damone's son. He was like, "Oh, you Vic Damone's son? Yes, Vic Damone's son."
I love Blackish. I don't know if anybody watch Blackish. Yeah, but the oldest daughter, she always says that Rick Fox is her daddy. Rick Fox. And they did a whole episode where Rick Fox is there as her daddy, but she really believed that Rick Fox is her daddy. Boy, oh, you know, it was 2 guys that you really hated, Rick Fox and Reggie Theus. Too light skinned, that light bright, but they can play. Oh man, they can play, man. Reggie can play. That UNLV team Reggie came from, and the Bulls. Reggie's coaching. Yeah. You used to hate him, man. Oh, you good looking.
But did Reggie play for Denver at one point in time?
Yeah, he played for Chicago. That's where he was really big. He was big. Reggie was big before Jordan got there.
But you know who really had some game, but didn't really? It was 2 people. LaFonso Ellis. Yes, he had a heck of a game, and that cat Brandon Roy.
There's a name.
His injury is what took him out. But if he didn't get hurt, he would have been the first Kobe.
Yeah, when you look at Alfonso, what you said, Alfonso Ellis?
Yeah.
He played with that Denver team.
Yeah. They had a squad.
Robert Pack.
Yeah, they had a squad.
Raul.
So Clyde was with him. Clyde was with him too. Well, no. Clyde went
to Houston.
He went to Houston and then he went to Portland.
No, he came from Portland and went to Houston.
It was Robert Pack and there was that shooting guard. I forget.
Chris Jackson. Raul.
Yeah.
Alfonso.
That was dirty.
Who did they catch? They caught Seattle.
Yeah,
they caught Seattle that year. So, all right, let me thank everybody as we begin. Our Black History Month book of the day is the African American Century. Am I correct? I got the title. I'm looking right at it. The African American Century by Henry Louis Skip Gates and Dr. Cornel West. And again, looks like Kennedy got her Black History Month book. Let me thank Clark, Debo, Jermaine,
indeed,
all the callers. We appreciate you. The good Lord willing, Creek don't rise. Hope to talk to everybody tomorrow. And as always, go from this place in peace.